Hello, this is Francis from McCaffrey Crafts, and today I'm letting you guys join me with a cup of tea. This is the best time of the day when I have like a short break to myself, and I like to just sit down, have a nice cup of tea, Barry's tea. I can't beat the cup on tea. And then I like to have a biscuit, very Irish, these digestive biscuits. So like it's normal enough for an Irish person to have a cup of tea and they need some biscuits in the tea, and I like to dunk my biscuit in the tea, just kind of wet the top of it there and just, that's good. But anyway, I thought I'd do this from time to time where when I'm having a cup of tea, sorry, I'm eating as well. Sorry, when I'm having a cup of tea, that I'll answer some questions that I get. And I just got a phone call from a gentleman from Dublin, and he came to me with a request. He said that he wanted to get a 66-inch staff made from blackthorn, something very imposing, very strong, something like, a Gandalf staff type of thing. And he said that he has checked everywhere. He's been on all the Facebook groups. He's asked everyone, and he wanted to know if as a stick maker, if I could help him on this. And like there's a few reasons why I don't do sticks that are 66 inches in length. There's both like a business reason, there's practical reason, there's a few different reasons, and I wanted to kind of go through them now as I enjoy my cup of tea. So, okay, at that size, at 66 inches, I would assume that he was going to be quite a tall gentleman, because 66 inches for a hiking type stick is very big. Like usually sticks up to 54 inches will cover the height of many guys well up into 6 foot, 6'2", 6'3". So he had indicated to me that he was 5'7", and that he was looking for this type of stick. And the more I thought about it, it's like from a practical point of view, it would probably be too big to be used as a hiking stick. And the most important thing is that it's going to hurt your wrist. If you are holding a hiking stick that is that big and that strong, made of solid blackthorn, it's going to be like 3 or 4 pounds in weight minimum. And like if you're trying to use a hiking stick all the time, and the rotation on your wrist and the weight of the hiking stick, you're going to get some damage on your wrist. And unless you're like holding it with two hands, and again, that's not practical. So when you're ordering like a hiking stick or even a walking stick, they always ask for the big, giant, thickest, heaviest ones. But like, you have to think what you're using it for. Like if you're going to use it the whole time, you have to think of how the weight is going to be on your wrist. Like, there's no point in hurting your wrist. Like a lot of people like the big ones, they use it a few times. It's more like a showpiece or something like that. But, for practicality, you want a strong stick that's as light as possible, because then it's going to be more comfortable when you bring it out. The same with a hiking stick. Like, the weight of the stick is very important. And it's been many a topic on some of the forums as well, I've seen. So at that height and size dimensions, it's going to be too heavy to hold on your wrist. And another thing too is, like, from a business perspective, you cannot ship that size. It's too big. Like the post office, which I was ranting about the other day, they only do up to about like 5 foot in length in terms of what they will accept. The courier companies too, they have some restrictions on the size of the stick that you can send with them. So these very long sticks, they're I wouldn't classify them as hiking sticks. They're more staffs, like a big imposing staff, something you'd see like in the St. Patrick's Day parade, or someone's walking one of these kind of big staffs. So a lot of people don't make them because there's not a big demand for them. You can't really ship them, and there's no way to send them around the world. And also, given the size and dimensions of them, like it's really only good for like a one-time parade, or just if you're using it as an everyday type of piece, it's just be too kind of heavy on it. So like he was asking me as well if I do it in 2 pieces. But like with a hiking stick, you don't want it in 2 pieces. Like if sometimes it's fine to attach a handle right on to a smaller walking stick, because you're putting the center of gravity in it, and when you press down in it, it's very solid. There's nothing wrong with a handle attached to a walking stick. They're very sound. They're very solid as well. I have the almost all the walking sticks I do are made from one piece, but I do have a number of two-piece sticks as well on the site that are very strong and secure. And my dad actually was the maker of the two-piece sticks. I'd be making all the one-piece sticks myself. So that being said, you know, he's determined to get this type of stick. And you know, we talked about if a wood turner could do it, but they don't make lathes that big that you can, you know, wood turn a piece that I know of anyway that's 66 inches in length. The only thing I could think of was like if he kind of would do it himself, that maybe you go to the hardware store and get like a, you know, 2x4 8-foot piece of wood, hardwood. It'd be nice to get an oak or something like that from your local hardware store. And then maybe just do it yourself is probably the only way that you could probably do that. And you just have to get some wood rasps, and you'd have to get a planer, a lot of sandpaper. It would take you a while, but like, you know, when you want something so specific and you're passionate and you really, really want it, and everyone you go to says they can't do it, that's the point in when you got to do it yourself. I know you're saying, I don't have the tools, I don't have this, I don't have that, but if you want it, and it is a passion project, like you went on Facebook, you spoke to so many people, you spoke to so many stick things, you've been looking for a while, you know the vision of what you want exactly. It's just that from stick maker's perspective, we don't have the wood, that length, and also it's very hard for us to get it to you if we did have that wood. So with these passion projects, even myself, like sometimes I want something, and you know, if you don't have it out there in the market, just have a go at it yourself. What you got to lose? Get a piece of wood. You know, if you don't have the tools, you know, you don't need that many tools to start on like a walking stick. Like you need like a saw, a hand saw. What's that? You just get a simple hand saw. You probably just need then like a rasp. A rasp can be anything from like 15 to 20 euro, something along those lines. So like, you know, you could probably buy the tools and the wood for cheaper than you'd be paying for the whole walking staff yourself. And you know, if you just take your time on it and just kind of go nice and slowly, like, you know, you can't really mess up. You just sand it down and different things like that. You know, that's the only way to bring that type of project to fruition. That would be like a personal type things. So like, you know, from time to time I get these requests that are just outside of what I'm doing, and I thought it'd be easier just to kind of make a kind of video response as well, in case there was other out there who kind of have similar questions, like they want this stick they saw, or you know, the Gandalf stick is a big request, but I don't know if an old man Gandalf's age would be able to hold a stick, you know, in his hand like that, you know. But obviously he's got some magic, so that's you know, that's probably the reason he can. But most people would have difficulty, you know, with a staff of that size, like going around and stuff. But there you have it. So there's kind of like some of the reasons why I don't do the 66 inches. But look, when I'm putting wood, if I actually see a nice piece of wood that can get that length, you know, I might just take it just for fun, and see if I can, you know, season it for 2 years. And you know, if he's still looking in 2 years time, maybe I'll have one. But yeah, like the hiking sticks I do in the sites, they're mostly up to about 54 inches. That's plenty for nearly the lion's shares of what people want. They're usually about 300, 400, maybe 500 grams, which is fine for on your wrist when you're hiking. You don't want like a heavy stick. You want something that's thin and light and really good. You know, like 3/4 of an inch, 7/8 of an inch type of thing on a walking stick, or sorry, a hiking stick. That's kind of what you go for. But look, feel free to send me some questions. I'm talking too much, not drinking my tea. But like, you know, I'm happy to answer these questions over a cup of tea, just to kind of mix things up as well. I kind of want to mix up, and I must get back to the faction fighting history as well. And I was talking about doing some interviews with people as well. Might be something interesting for you guys to see, where I invite some people connected to this type of thing, the Irish crafts, or the blackthorn or stick fighting, and just have little kind of podcasts or little kind of chats. Or, you know, I'll have my cup of tea, we'll just do a Zoom call, and we'll just kind of go back and forth. But I'll only do it if it's fun. Like, I don't want those boring interviews. So, hello, tell me, who are you? Wow, that is fascinating. You know, like some of those ones. You want to have a bit of banter talk about a variety of topics and stuff like that. Like not just someone on just saying how brilliant they are the whole time and how they're God's gift to mankind. Like, but we just want something that's pretty easy. But anyway, look, I've all these plans, and like I need to start focusing now and like just pick one of them and go with it, because I tend to be like that kind of personality I am. But thanks for watching, and maybe once a week I might do one of these kind of sitting down, cup of tea, any of the kind of unusual questions I've seen in the emails or the comments or stuff. I might just kind of have a talk and just kind of explain my thought process, why I don't do something, why I open to something. And look, I don't know it all. I'm quite happy as well to be educated on different things. I've been doing blackthorn for a while, so I have a pretty good knowledge, but you're always learning. There's always someone out there that will think of a better way of doing things, or have a point that you say, all right, that's a valid point. And I think that's what is important. Like, you'd never be too set in your ways. If someone presents you with something that sounds a bit better, you gotta like keep your mind open to it as well. And yeah, that's basically it. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.